Hi folks, welcome to TK Power Sports and an exciting news update. Today we're looking at the entire 2024 Yamaha ATV and side-by-side lineup, specifically 3 models which have been updated. So first of all, we have a new Raptor 110, that's a youth model. Next, we have an updated YXZ with the new 6-speed transmission. I'm going to tell you all about that thing, but first, we're going to start with probably the most exciting new product Yamaha is bringing out for 2024, and that is this, the Wolverine X2 1000. The basic thinking behind the Wolverine 1000 was that Yamaha needed a model to come in between the Wolverine X2 with the 850 engine and then that Wolverine R-Max. They wanted something to sort of split the difference right down the middle when it comes to power and most importantly price, and that's why we now have the Wolverine X2 1000. The power plant for this new model won't come as a surprise. It's a 999cc parallel twin engine, which was designed for the R-Max. So they've brought the powertrain from the R-Max down into the Wolverine X2. But it's not just a power plant upgrade. They didn't just take the existing chassis and shove a bigger engine into it. There are other enhancements here as well, including a new suspension design, which features adjustable piggyback shocks. And now up front, we now have 13.3 inches of suspension travel, and out back we have 15.5 inches of suspension travel. The 1000 model also includes new front and rear sway bars to make sure you get maximum articulation and riding comfort. Another system which has come down from the R-Max is Yamaha's D mode. These are 3 different drive modes. You get crawl, trail, and sport, and that is going to change up the throttle response and power delivery to suit different types of terrain. Of course, the power plant is hooked to a CVT. This is Yamaha's Ultramatic CVT, which means this machine also gets the 10-year belt warranty, which Yamaha offers on all of its CVT-driven machines. The overall size of the Wolverine X2 1000 is another reason why you might go for it, because it's smaller than the R-Max. So now you can get R-Max power, but in a smaller package. The wheelbase here is 83.7 inches, about 4 or 5 inches shorter than what you're going to find on the R-Max 2. Oh, and ground clearance here on the Wolverine X2 1000 comes in at 12.5 inches. A set of 28-inch Maxxis Bighorn tires is going to come on the new Wolverine 1000, and it's a square setup, which means that it's the same size tire all the way around this unit. And again, here's one of the other differences. Step up to the R-Max and you get a 30-inch tire. So in every way, this Wolverine X2 1000 is just a little bit less than an R-Max and then just a hair smaller as well. Looking at the interior, Yamaha says they brought a lot of the premium features down from the R-Max as well. Things like soft touch surfaces, little knee pads so you're not banging into the hard plastic, plus nice storage and blue backlit lighting to make sure you can see everything at night. And now let's talk about the pricing, because that's really where Yamaha wanted to nail this model to come in right between the Wolverine X2 850 and the R-Max 2. So talking about that Wolverine 850, the base model there is going to cost you about $15,800 in the US. And then if you want to step up to the Wolverine 1000, and this is for the r-spec model, which is the base model, you're talking about $17,999, so $18,000 in the US for the base Wolverine X2 1000. And then if you step up to the XTR model, that comes along with different colors, different graphics, a sun top, a rear view center mounted mirror, and a factory installed Warn winch, that's going to cost you $20,000. So 20 grand for the most expensive Wolverine X2 1000, but then the number you need to know is that the cheapest Wolverine R-Max 2 R-spec is going to cost you $24,000. So you're saving 4 grand if you go for the most expensive Wolverine X2 1000 over the R-Max. Now, you're not going to get the same suspension travel, you're not going to get the same dimensions or tires, but hey, if you're just looking for the same power, you are going to get it. So once again, Yamaha has brought out this model to fill out their side-by-side lineup and try to make sure there's sort of that mid-level option offering lots of power with decent suspension at a more affordable price point. and that's exactly what the Wolverine X2 1000 is. Next up, we have to talk about the most exciting model in the Yamaha side-by-side portfolio. That is the YXZ. And for 2024, the YXZ is getting a bunch of changes, including a brand new 6-speed transmission. The first enhancement, well, I just mentioned it. This is a 6-speed over the outgoing 5-speed. And what that has allowed Yamaha to do is make first gear 40% lower and then close the gear ratios for the first couple of shifts, which essentially means that you should be getting more power and torque right off the line just thanks to the new transmission. The transmission is new, and then there's also new transmission modes. So first of all, you get auto, which sounds exactly like it is. It's an automatic transmission, which is going to deliver a relaxed driving feel. Then you can put it into sport auto. This is an auto transmission with a sportier driving feel. Essentially, the shifts are going to be made at a higher RPM to make sure you can get more power out of it and stay in the power band. And then you have Sport Shift, which is going to be your manual transmission mode, allowing the driver to select their own gears using the paddle shifters. So you will get that option. If you want to shift your own gears, you can, or you can just throw this thing into straight auto. And I love that they have that sport auto setting, because a lot of us in YXZs, we want to drive aggressively, but if you don't feel like shifting, it's nice that the transmission will start shifting more aggressively for you. And honestly, just having these automatic settings, it opens the YXZ up to a larger pool of buyers, which is a smart move by Yamaha. Power for the unit still comes from that 999cc triple cylinder engine, so that wasn't changed, but again, that new transmission should result in a more powerful feeling. Another upgrade is a new high output electrical system on the YXZ. One of the features of this unit is that it has a rear mounted radiator, which means it needs big powerful fans to be able to provide the amount of cooling that you need. Now those big fans suck up a lot of power, and in the past Yamaha said that YXZ customers were running out of power very quickly when they wanted to add light bars and other accessories. So Yamaha has stepped up, and now the YXZ system puts out 1000 watts of power, and only about 40% of that, or 30% even, is being used by the machine. So it leaves a lot of excess for you to come along and plug in your accessories. And Yamaha says there's also 4 electrical ports to make accessory installation easier and faster. 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. So these things are already pre-wired and ready to go. The other details on the YXZ haven't changed, but that's okay because this machine still boasts impressive numbers. It's going to come with a set of 29-inch Maxxis Bighorn tires. Front suspension allows for 16.2 inches of travel, while in the rear you're talking about 17 inches of travel. The shocks have piggyback reservoirs on them, and you also get a set of dual-rate springs with adjustable crossover rings, which really allow for full tunability, and they should allow for the best performance on all surfaces and all conditions. And of course, we got to talk price here too. So if you go for one of these new 2024 YXZs, you're talking about a starting price of $20,899. And I should just throw in here now, these are all US prices. As for the YXZ XTR, which also comes with a color-matched interior, center-mounted rear-view mirror, beadlock wheels, and a factory-installed Warn winch, that machine is going to sell for $23,699. So there's one other model in the 2024 lineup which is new, and that is this, the Raptor 110. Yes, this is a youth model. Yamaha says it's designed for riders 10 and up. So it's a youth model, but it's a little bit bigger than sort of the little kids models, and it's a Raptor, so it's got some more aggressive styling on it. And once again, I think Yamaha just felt like they had the youth market covered, but maybe for those sort of tweens in the 10 to sort of 14 range, they didn't have a unit that suited them well, and that's what the Raptor 110 is here for. Yamaha does say that this little Run 10 is based on the Raptor 700R, and it's going to be available in 2 colors, either cyan or Team Yamaha Blue. Pricing comes in at $3,600 in the US. Now that's it for new models, but I'll just quickly cover what else is available. And I just talked about the Raptor 110. And yes, Yamaha is still selling the Raptor 700 and the Raptor 450. They have the most complete pure sport ATV lineup of any brand out there, and I appreciate that year after year they just keep rolling out these models. We actually have a Raptor 700 review here on the channel from just last year. I can put a link to it up above, but man, is this machine a blast, and I'm so happy that it still exists in a world of utility and rec utility machines. These pure sport machines are just so fun and so different from everything else out there. Pricing on that YXZ 450R starts at $10,599, and then actually Yamaha says that the 2024 Raptor 700R is going to start at $10,299. So the 700R is actually a little bit less expensive than the 450R. I don't understand why that is, but that's what the press release says. For other ATVs, Yamaha still offers the Kodiak and the Grizzly with a couple different engine options. The 2024 Yamaha Grizzly is going to start at $11,399, and then if you step up to the XTR edition with things like the Warn winch, it's going to go up to $12,399. If you just want to get into a little Kodiak 450, starting price there is just $8,099, while the base MSRP on a Kodiak 700 is $8,499. And finally, we have this, the Yamaha Viking. Yes, the Viking is still available. It's Yamaha's pure work side-by-side. It can tow up to 1,500 pounds with its 2-inch hitch receiver, and you can put 600 pounds back there in the bed. If you go for just the 3-seat variation of the Viking, it's going to cost you $15,799 in the US, while the 6-seater will go for $16,600. You can also step up to the Ranch Edition model, which has a lot more style to it, some nice looks right there, and pricing there is going to step up to $16,499. Well, folks, we have arrived at the end of this video, and really I think there are two big highlights here. First of all, that Wolverine X2 1000. I'm excited to actually ride it and see how different it feels from the X2 850 and that larger R-Max. And then, of course, this YXZ with the fresh 6-speed automatic transmission. I think that adding the new transmission is good because it should make the machine feel more powerful, but also having an automatic mode is going to open up the YXZ to a much larger pool of buyers, and this is such a fun side-by-side that it's a good thing that more people can now get into it and feel comfortable driving it. And if you still want to shift yourself, you can. So I think this was a smart, no-brainer move by Yamaha. Now, of course, I want to hear what you think, though, so please go in the comments, let me know what you think of these new models and the entire Yamaha 2024 ATV and side-by-side lineup. As always, while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member, and then come right back here to TK Power Sports to see what we're up to next. See ya.